All right, everybody, guess what? This is gonna be 5 weeks after planting. Come along for the update. It's been 2 weeks since we've been up here, so come along, bucks to the branch. It's time to enjoy, baby. All right, everybody, here we are coming up to the first spot, closest to camp. This is where we planted the giant kale seed. It is pretty surprising. This is 5 weeks after planting, and the last 2 weeks ago when me and Eric were up here, it wasn't, it was still a bunch of bare spots, but, whoo, wow, look at that. There is no bare spots, no dirt spots anymore, and it is looking mighty fine. It's looking great. It is, I mean, some spots, look at this. Shin high, almost knee high in some spots, so, whoo, looking good, man. Looking good. Oh, and just so y'all know, here in September 3rd today, we got exactly 2 weeks from today. It's gonna be our bow opener. So, super exciting. It's looking great. Let's get looking to the rest of them. All right. Second spot closest to camp. This was the giant rape seed. So again, we had quite a bit of bare spots last time, 2 weeks ago when we were up here. But again, look at this. It is looking absolutely fine. As we get closer down to the center of the field, it looks like it's even bigger, bushier, thicker. I'll go down there and get a better picture of the actual leaves and stuff. I'll flip the camera around. I can't do that when it's recording me. So I'll go down. I'll get a little bit better one so you can actually see what the plants are looking like. But yeah, I cannot be happier with this. Whew. All right, guys. Again, this is the giant rapeseed. I just wanted to get a little better picture of what it looks like. I mean, look at the size of these leaves already. It's looking fantastic. Guess there's a little thinner spot there, but it is really filled out in here, and we're gonna have some great forage for these deer. It's looking better than what I thought it was after the last couple weeks coming up, but yeah, turned out real good. On to the next one. All right, see if I can do this any better. So this is the bulbed Brassica field. I think it was called just the Brassica blend from Deer Creek Seed. So here, take a peek. Still a little bare, but quite a bit better than last time. As you can see, filled in pretty good. And we are on our way to having some delicious bulbs for these deer to munch on. Yeah, pretty happy with it. It's looking pretty good. Ones that are up are doing fairly well. So this will be great forage as well. Onward and upward to the next one. Come on along with us. Right. Just want to give a shout out to Whitetail Institute and their concealed product. This has been in the ground a little bit longer than when we planted all of our Brassica fields, but it's coming in good. It's providing a nice wall. It's already as tall as me, in some places taller. Nice divider to let us sneak in and out without being seen as I climb up to my deer stand that is hiding right there. All right, so here's the last spot of the big field. This was the Winfried Forage Brassica. This is the stuff that I told you looks like a giant lettuce, like romaine, even a little bit of cabbage looking like, but this was just starting to get really thick last time we were up here 2 weeks ago. But have a peek. Have a peek. Look at the size of this plant. Looking nice. And then you take a look at the whole field. Whew. It is good, lush, nice and green. It's going to be super good for the deer. I mean, it's pushing mid-shin right here by the edge. I'm sure it looks thicker and bigger as you get towards the middle. But yeah, I couldn't be much happier with the way the big field has turned out. So let's go take a peek at the other small spots. Hit them up, bring them to you. See you then. All right, we're gonna give a shout out to Northwoods Whitetail as well for their screen heavy duty plot. The inside of the field was the Whitetail Institute Conceal. And then we have the Northwoods Whitetail heavy duty screen. This stuff is doing really good. It's 2-3 feet taller than me. So really nice, come in really nice and thick. So shout out to them. All right guys, this one here was the Gramps spot that we do. Kind of looks like a failure to me this year. I don't know why. It was previously clover. We tilled it up, planted it with the same bulbed Brassica blend that's out in the big field, and it looks like all we got was just some clover regrowth. I don't see much in way of Brassica in here whatsoever. Actually, there's one, but I don't know, very strange. It's like a crop failure to me, don't know why. Was limed and fertilized per the instructions from our soil sample. So I don't know. I guess this one will just be bare all year. All right. Coming up to the corner of the big field where we got everything planted first with the radishes and the pumpkin seeds. So when we get up here, flip the camera around and let you see what it looks like. All right. Here's the stuff we planted first. Radishes and pumpkins. Look like they're doing pretty well in here. Not so good on this end. Looks like they probably get quite a bit of shade here. A lot of moisture here. They don't like it extremely wet. But it's still, we're still looking, you know, shin high, mid shin, and then a little bit taller out there in the middle. So still quite a bit of forage in here. They've completely taken over the pumpkins. I don't see, I guess I see one right out there. That round leaf right there. Right about there. There's a couple of them. Definitely ain't gonna produce any pumpkins, but I thought it'd be fun to try. But again, a good forage. We got nice wall and screen here. So this will be a nice little secluded spot. All right, found a nice little shaded spot. This will be a little better. But we're coming up to the little radish field. The one where typically doesn't grow bulbs very well. We planted the radishes down on the freshly killed stuff, and then more of the Brassica blend up on top. So I'll show you the screen, the wall that's coming up with it. It's actually looking pretty fantastic. So I'll get the camera flipped around and show you guys what it looks like. All right, first and foremost, the wall. I mean, it's 12 feet tall, probably at least. It's probably almost double me. Coming up real good along the hill, so couldn't be happier with that. And then as for the food plot, well, have a peek. Looking pretty good. It's filled in really nice. Can't complain whatsoever. And again, on our way to having some nice bulbs in here. It's a little thin. It is pretty weedy. Did take them a while to establish, but it's looking pretty good. Pretty tall. Again, we'll have some draw in here for the deer. As we sit bow or late season, maybe with the muzzle loader. But looking pretty good. out here. There's still a little bare spots, but looking good. And then here's the radishes, the freshly killed stuff. Yeah, you can definitely, they're doing a little bit better than the rest of it. Maybe not. Got more height and maybe a little more spacing on these ones out here, so we might get better bulbs and maybe more food per se that way. But definitely a lot of forage in here, greens, and then camera right there. We're gonna be swapping that out today with a new cell camera. Excited by Spy Point. So there's that one. I'll hit you up when we get to the other ones. 2 to go. All right, so this is a spot that we really didn't show at all. It was kind of an experiment we did, which kind of failed. We tried the no-till process. The stuff I'm about to show you was planted the day after we planted everything out there that I have been updating you on. This is just straight tillage or Daikon radish. So take a peek. It's coming in real nice. Like, yeah, super, super thick. And then we got a nice wall of conceal in the background there, because that's camp right in those tall trees right there. But here, we did the no-till process. Buckwheat, planted into the standing buckwheat, crushed it, sprayed it, and did not come up well. The reps at Whitetail Institute, their Pure Attraction, told us not to do it, but we thought, you know what? The ground was wet, the conditions were good, soil was soft, so we did it anyways, and well, lesson learned. Listen to the manufacturer. So what we did is Double G, as we like to call him, or Papa Squat, came back 2 weeks ago. And that was after, again, 3 or 4 weeks of it being planted with not much coming up in the buckwheat. We tilled it, or he tilled it, and luckily we had enough Daikon radishes to plant it. But they're coming up. Do have some remnants of the buckwheat, but a lot of the tillage radish are starting to come up now. So this will be good. We did leave, or he left a section here in the middle of the no-till just to see if we just didn't wait long enough. And I mean, looking here, I do see some buckwheat, but I also see quite a few brassicas coming up as well. So maybe we just didn't wait long enough. We were impatient, but probably not. I don't see much in here other than more buckwheat. So yeah, lesson learned. Follow the instruction of the manufacturer and you'll have a better and successful food plot. But we saved her. This will all turn out nice in another 2 weeks. So look just like that stuff back there. But yeah, keep you updated. We're heading back to the next couple spots. Come along with me. All right. So we're headed back to what we call the halfback spot. Halfway back to where I do most of my hunting during shotgun season. We ended up putting a cell camera out here 2 weeks ago as well. Been getting quite a few pictures of does, fawns. One little 6 and one little spike. But it's also curious to see how it turns out, because it was looking just like the Gramps spot. Half of it was clover and half of it was fresh kill. And the stuff that was freshly killed was doing way better than stuff over clover. So I will get the camera flipped around and we will check it out. All right, here it is. Screen's not doing terrible. It's quite a bit shorter though. A little yellow, so I don't know if it's, not sure why, but something's missing from the soil. It's not doing as good as the other stuff. And same with the clover half on this side. So weird. A lot of clover regeneration. This one has more brassicas in it than Gramps spot, but still pretty sad looking. So I don't know. This one didn't come up like I wanted it to, or was excited for. I thought with the clover being on top, it would be some nice green fertilizer as well as some free nitrogen, but it didn't really do well on this half anyways. Here's the back half. This stuff looks pretty doggone good. This was freshly killed this year, tilled, sprayed, and then planted with Brassica blend, the bulbs, and kohlrabi. So, interesting the difference between freshly killed, fertilized, whatnot, and disked under clover, or tilled under, I should say, clover, and also fertilized and limed to what the soil sample said. Very interesting. All right, on to the last spot. Hang out for the ride. All right, coming up to the last spot. The ladder stand. Won't be a ladder stand for much longer. Built a 5x5 platform. We're gonna be sticking right up here shortly. But we planted giant rape seed back here. I saw what it could look like up in the big field. It's already at least, some of it was palm wide, almost knee tall. This gets quite a bit, probably less sun back here. So I will show you what it looks like. All right, come along. All right, so same stuff that's planted in the big field, the giant rape. Again, back here, almost looks like it's a little too dry at the moment. Yep. So it is wilting a little bit, unfortunately. So the morning dew is not quite enough for it. Quite a bit of bare spots back here. It's hard and crunchy. We need some rain. It's amazing, different soil types and where they are, how they retain or don't water, moisture. But down here in the shady spot where it's a little more wet, it's a little bit taller, but also much weedier. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this was mostly a failure back here too. Might just have to stick with the tillage radishes back here as well. But we'll see as we get closer to the season if this fills out anymore. All right, that's it. Week 5 update, baby.